Yeah, I mean, it's good to learn how to chord bash this on a question that you already know how to do, right? So then there's not really any pressure. But then you need to actually be a lot better at chord bash than you think to be able to use it even on like a bad question like this, right? So yeah, so if you're super confident you'll just be able to do it first time in the exam, I would like to make you maybe be revise that. You can be super confident, but also be super prepared, okay? So how do we do this? What is chord bash? Anyone want to tell me? Coordinates, right? So what do you have to do to use coordinates? What is like the main? Yes, Slava said that. Yes, you have to choose your axes. Yeah. So what would you choose as your axes? D is the origin. What D?
Yeah.
You could do D or A as the origin. Yeah. I think it's fine. I would have naturally picked A as the origin, but it's a square. I mean,
If you pick D, right, then it's all like positive, right?
yeah, I guess D is a good choice. So one reason why D is a good choice is because essentially you need to like one thing that makes it kind of obvious is the equations of lines AC and DP, right? If you can find those two lines, you can find Q. Yeah. And obviously the line DP is more difficult than the line AC, yeah? Like the line AC is like this 45-degree angle, right? So you might make D the origin to make it easier to find the equation of DP, yeah? Okay, we'll go with Rihanna's suggestion just because, is that probably what you did? You did it this way? And I guess it makes it more obvious, like everything's positive, yeah? So D is the origin, yeah? Okay, so now what you want to do as an exercise, even if you don't need it, is to find the coordinates of all the points and the equations of all the lines, right? So who can tell me the coordinates of C?
0, 24.
Yeah. We need a point that's 24/7. Okay, so B, what about B?
24 hours.
That makes sense, right? It's all easy so far. Good. And this is stuff you learn in school apparently.
Yes.
Or you're supposed to. Yeah. Yeah. You learn the same thing in school as you do in lots of situations. The only difference is that they don't test you enough that if you didn't understand it, you would lose marks. Okay, so what about P? Yeah. Nice. All right, see, it's easy so far, right? And the reason is because a square has lots of right angles. So that's what makes chord bash really easy because there's lots of right angles. Okay. All right, how do we find the coordinates of Q? So maybe, how would we find? Okay, maybe can someone suggest how we find the coordinates of Q?
I'm using chord bash.
Uh,
It's like equation of the
yeah.
A, C, and then
Okay.
simultaneous.
All right, maybe I'll warm you up. So what's the equation of this line? 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 What's the equation of that line? Yeah? Yeah, see, when someone says, do you have to do all of them? It makes me want to say yes, because you would only think that's a chore if it was difficult, okay? If this was as easy as it should be, it would be as instant as asking the question itself, okay? See, in my case, exactly. See, Rihanna just proved it. It took less time to answer the question than to ask it. So this is y equals 0, right? Yeah? This is y equals 24, yeah? This is x equals 24, yeah? This is x equals 0, right? Okay, now we get to one of the boss lines.
Oh my god. X equals what?
So this is kind of like y equals x, right? But it's negative and it's not.
Wait, oh wait, no. Oh yeah.
It's close. It's kind of like it. It's one of those things you can, if you do this enough, you can actually just do it by, you can just write it without calculating anything. So if you do it enough, you know it's equal to 1, what? Oh, I thought you were saying don't spoil it, I'm figuring it out. I think the best of people. But why would you even play Blocks Fruits? It's not that interesting a game.
I don't have Roblox.
My friend plays it.
Because I was funny, like I'm playing it because my son wants me to play it, right? And then I'm like playing it, and then he's like, "Oh, someone from your class plays the same game," and I'm like, "What?
Oh yeah.
How would you know that?"
Ryan.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, because he was playing it during your class," and I'm like, "Oh
Is that Ryan from one big class?
yeah." And I was like, "Oh wow." It's like, so I feel like it's like there's levels to this, right? There's like probably shouldn't be playing games in class, but at the same time, like what kind of games are you missing my class for? Come on, like the kind of like it has to be something at least sophisticated, right? It can't. Okay, I respect Geometry Dash to some point because for some reason Geometry Dash is very unforgiving.
Is
Okay,
it because it has geometry in it?
it's like
None.
I'm a square in a world full of triangles.
Wow.
Keep colliding into them.
This is filling outside.
Okay, so can people confirm that y equals 1 minus x is that equation? It's not. It's not actually that equation. So you can't just mindlessly follow me, okay?
Okay,
Oh no, that's crazy.
It's not actually 1 minus x, okay?
that's crazy.
Yeah. Why is it not 1 minus x?
Because it's more, yeah, it's like y
It's 24.
x plus 24.
24 minus x, okay? So you know it's minus because it's going down, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's going down at the same rate as, like, it's x and equal, it's the rise and run are equal, so it's just minus 1 times x, yeah? And you can test it, like, as long as it's the equation of a straight line, you just have to test 2 points, and you know it's right, yeah? So you test, like, A, and you test C, and it works, yeah? Oh, I never wrote A here. 0, 24. Okay, what about the equation of the line, dp?
Y equals 3x.
Yeah, it's always of the form y equals something x when it comes from the origin, yeah?
Yep.
It's always y equals something times x. And, well, what is that something? Well, it's going across by 8 when it goes up by 24, right? So the slope is 3, yeah? Okay, so that's the equation. Okay, so we have the equation of every single line, and we have the coordinates of every single point but one. So you'll always have something to strive towards. And that's the end of the lesson.
Then it's
Unfortunately, you can't go home. Yeah,
Why not?
because
maybe the end of
if you guys go
one
home, then the ransom thing doesn't work properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can get ransom.
Yeah, I literally just kidnap people and have ransom negotiations during class.
It was still free, right?
Basically. Yep.
Okay, so what's Q then?
Yeah, B3.
How do we find Q?
You.
Wait.
Multiply both of you. I don't know.
Multiply what?
Both equations.
Multiply both equations. Just like, just times this by like y equals 3x.
Just multiply.
Nice. And then we get, what do we even get an equation? We get some equation.
Y squared equals some random stuff.
Actually, it's funny. Like, it's when you say multiply the equations, it's not actually completely wrong. I mean, there's a notion of like multiplying may. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Okay,
Equations.
subtract.
Yep.
You want to subtract like 2 from 1? Is that what you want to do?
Yep.
Do you care what's happening?
I know.
All right, what do you get? Tell me what you get. So I know what if you're doing the same thing I'm thinking of.
Wait. Yeah. 24 minus 4x is 0.
24 minus
4x
4x
is
equals 0. Oh, okay. I think that's probably getting somewhere. Yeah, so lots of things you can do. You can actually... So it's natural to cancel the y's because y's are already like equal. So you can even set it to equal and you get 3x equals 24 minus x, right? Or you can subtract them and you get 24 minus 4x equals 0. Yeah?
I did something wrong.
But either case, you get 4x equals 24, yeah?
Okay.
Yes? So you basically set this equal to that, okay? And you get 4x equals 24, which means what?
That x equals
3.
wait.
Oh, wait.
X equals
Oh, what?
4.
C.
X.
See? So let that be a lesson to you, okay? You did a good thing. Instead of thinking about what comes next, you just rested on your laurels, okay? Being particularly happy with yourself, okay? It seems that is what people might think it's the Australian way, but the actual Australian way is to do the next step, okay?
I think the Australian women get beat up by you.
What?
Even kangaroo.
The great.
Please excuse this child. He is a very special child. His ransom demand has now increased.
No.
X equals what?
6.
6. Okay.
Yeah, 4.
3.
Okay, once again, he is resting on his laurels. Can we try to do the next step, please?
So now we look at what y.
This is what proactive
Really?
proactive learning, yeah? You can't just wait. You can't just wait, okay? The whole point is to use your brain. Yeah, or look for your brain, right? Where did my brain
What
go?
brain?
Yeah,
What if I never had one of the 5 spots?
see, the thing is, like, Lachlan just naturally does it, right? He naturally looks for the next step. Whereas I have to teach you to look for the next step, and then you still don't do it.
Just create the next step.
Create the next step. What was Y?
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you?
18, yeah?
This is theft.
So what does that mean?
The answer is 18. 18 times 24 divided by 2.
Yeah, so the Y value of this, so the coordinates is 6, 18, right? Which means this height here is 18, yeah? Okay. And you can just find the area of the triangle, okay? If you want to be super like stylish in the sense that you want to keep everything in terms of coordinates, remember there's actually a coordinates for the area of the triangle. Remember the formula? Okay, this is extension, okay? So remember there was a formula that told you
Was it like adding all of them?
it was half the determinant of the coordinates. So you put ones here, yeah?
Oh, that big.
And then you put the coordinates, so it's it's DQC, right? So you put 0, 0 here, 0, 0,
We just have the red bean bag.
and then you put Q is 6, 18, and you put C is 24, 0, right? You see that? Okay, and then that formula will also give you, so when you calculate this determinant, because it's got zeros here, it's just 1 times the determinant of this, okay? And the determinant of this is 6 times 0 minus 18 times 24. So actually you get the negative of the area, but you take the absolute value, okay? So you get half times 18 times 24, okay? Which gives you the same answer. Okay, so you don't times that, you cancel the 2's first, right? So it's like 9 times 24. Maybe 9 times 24 is easier, because then it's just 240 minus 24, yeah? Which is again 216. Yeah, so sometimes we do the question the hard way to improve your way of doing the question, okay? So you might think this is the hard way, but if you're actually good at Coord Bash, this is the easy way because it required no thinking at all. It was completely routine. Okay.
Does the formula
Whereas the other one, you kind of, huh?
Does the formula of a triangle use thinking?
Oh no, because it's all memory, right? Like you basically know all these things. But the formula area of a triangle here, yeah, uses a little bit of thinking because you have to realize the y value is the height, yeah? But that's kind of how this area formula was derived in the first place. So if you're kind of aware of that, you don't really need to memorize the formula and you can kind of just go with the right angles to do heights, yeah? Base times height. Base times height will take you a long way in Olympiad geometry for primary school people.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, any questions?
Ow.
My